Last time, he thought the mirror was just an object. But what if it was a door? A door to something that watches back. Now, as the clock hits 3:33 a.m., the apartment is no longer silent. And what was trapped may no longer be inside the mirror. Time didn't work the same way in that place. Could have been minutes or hours. All I know is the lights above me buzzed with the same constant flicker, like I was trapped inside an old VHS tape stuck on loop. I started recording everything. My phone surprisingly still had battery, still worked. I don't know why I did it. Maybe it was instinct. Maybe I thought someone on the outside might hear me. So I hit record and started speaking. If anyone hears this, this is not a prank. Apartment 3B, there's something in the mirrors. They've taken my reflection and my life. But before I could say more, the phone buzzed. A voice began to play, one I didn't record.
Behind you.
I froze. I didn't want to turn, but I had to. Slowly, I turned toward the nearest mirror. It showed someone standing inches behind me. A tall, thin figure with no eyes. The skin was my skin stretched too tight. I spun around. Nothing. Only dust and air. But my phone kept recording. The voice didn't match anyone I'd ever known. The mirror now showed my parents' house, but it was burning. I watched flames lick the living room couch, my old dog barking wildly, my mom frozen on the stairs, screaming my name. I cried out, "That's not real. That's not happening."
Your souls are done. Your bride will free.
And then it started again. The boy reappeared. Only this time he wasn't crying. He was laughing, and he held something in his hand, a piece of broken glass. From the same mirror I broke the first time I saw the figure in part 1. He held it up and pressed it to his neck.
Do you remember what you saw when you moved in here?
No, I don't. But it all came rushing back. That first night when I moved in, I heard something inside the wall. I thought it was rats. I ignored it, but it wasn't rats. It was her. Her voice, trapped in the mirror dimension, begging to be freed. And I didn't listen. Now, I was in her place, and someone else, something else, was using my voice in the real world. I have to get out. I don't know how, but I have to. The apartment's changing again. The walls are soft, like breathing lungs. The windows show nothing, just blackness. But somewhere far off, I can hear the sound of water dripping. Drip, drip, drip. It's leading me somewhere. A bathroom, maybe another mirror, another way out. Inside the mirror realm, time doesn't move forward. It circles. David had been walking endlessly through a hallway that replicated apartment 3B, but slightly warped. The doorways twisted. Walls pulsated. The flickering lights above, they buzzed like whispers. Then suddenly he saw her again. The woman, long black hair, but now her face was stitched, her eyes sewn shut with wire.
Is that again? Like the last one, and the one before him.
David gasped. There were others, people before him who had entered the mirror. She turned around and pointed toward a massive, cracked mirror embedded in a wall. A portal. But something was wrong. Behind its surface, David saw not himself, but Clara, his ex-girlfriend, screaming.
You left her behind. You brought the guards with you.
David staggered backward. Was Clara still alive? Or had the mirror just kept an image of her pain? Suddenly, the ground beneath him shattered like glass. and he fell screaming into pitch blackness. Back in the real world, the apartment was now sealed off. Police tape fluttered in the breeze. No one had dared to enter apartment 3B since David vanished. But that night, Clara received a voicemail. Unknown number, just static, and then his voice.
Clara, it let you go, but I'm still watching. If you ever forget me, it will come for you too. Promise me, you won't forget, or it will start again.
She dropped the phone. That voice, it was David, but he had been missing for weeks. She knew what she had to do. She broke into apartment 3B.
She is returned. The mirror must speak again.
Clara stood before the mirror in apartment 3B. It had been smashed, then mysteriously repaired. She reached out. Her fingertips brushed the surface. Cold, buzzing, alive. A low hum vibrated through the glass. She whispered David's name. Suddenly, the mirror sucked her in. She screamed as her body twisted and spiraled through light and darkness. When she landed, it wasn't on a floor. It was on a ceiling. Everything in the mirror world was inverted.
Please follow. The link is stronger now.
Clara stood. The hallway stretched impossibly long ahead. The lights flickered, and one by one, she saw mirrored versions of herself in every doorway, crying, screaming, burning. She ran. Clara turned a corner and froze. There, crouched in the corner, face buried in his hands, was David. He looked up slowly, but it wasn't David. Not entirely.
You should not have come. It feeds on pain on gain.
Clara gasped awake, flat on the hardwood floor of apartment 3B. The mirror stood in front of her, unbroken, silent. Still, she looked around. Everything was in its place, but something was different. The apartment was colder, the shadows longer. On the wall behind the mirror, a name scratched in red. David. Clara stood up, touched the mirror. No reflection, only fog, and the sound of faint breathing from the other side. She backed away. That's when her phone buzzed. A voicemail, unknown number, time-stamped 10 minutes ago. She played it.
Clara, it let you go, but I'm still watching. If you ever forget me, it will come for you too. Promise me, you won't forget, or it will start again.
The message ended with static, but behind it, the same whisper that had haunted apartment 3B for generations.
The mirror must be.
Clara moved out of apartment 3B. She never looked back. She left the city, changed her number, destroyed every photo of her and David. She tried to forget, but some things don't let you. 6 months later, Clara sits at a cafe in another state. The waitress brings her coffee, pauses, and says,
You look familiar. Didn't you live in the haunted building? The one with the mirror?
Clara freezes. She had never told anyone, not a soul. She looked behind the waitress. On the far wall of the cafe, a mirror, cracked. She got up, rushed outside, breathed hard, but in the car window, not her reflection, David's.
Told you, the mirror never forgets.
And so it begins again. Another door, another loop, another life trapped inside apartment 3B.